Hello everyone, today I'll be presenting my research on the impact of green certifications on booking choices for hotels in Australia. This study explores how green certifications influence consumer behavior and what this means for the hospitality industry. Now looking at the research background, as sustainability increases in demand globally, the hospitality industry is under pressure to adopt greener practices. In response, hotels are implementing sustainable practices such as energy, waste reduction, and water conservation to demonstrate their commitment to sustainable practices. Green certifications used by hotels are Green Key, EarthCheck, and Eco certification. On one hand, this certification benefits hotels in many ways, but on the other hand, it is unclear whether consumers are willing to pay premier rates for the green hotels. Now looking at the problem statement, despite increasing adoption of green certifications, there is limited understanding of their actual impact on consumer booking behavior. Many hotels invest heavily in these certifications without knowing if they influence consumer choices or result in higher revenue. The lack of clarity presents a gap between sustainable efforts and business outcomes. Now looking at the purpose and objective, the purpose of this research is to assess how green certification affects booking choices for hotels in Australia. The objective of this research is to identify the most recognized certifications among Australian consumers and to determine whether customers are willing to pay premium prices for green certified hotels, and also to examine the relationship between consumers' environmental awareness and their hotel choices. Now looking at the research scope, this research has used the qualitative research approach that focuses on consumer behavior in Australia's hotel sector. It also looking at green certifications such as Eco certification, Green Key certification, and EarthCheck. It also looked at hotels from various segments, that is from budget to luxury. Now looking at the significance of the research, this research fills an important knowledge gap on how eco-certification influence booking behaviors. It helps us to understand key drivers and barriers from consumers' perspective. The findings can support more strategic investment decisions in certification programs. It also benefits certification bodies by highlighting ways to increase credibility and relevance in the market. Now moving on to literature review that focuses on green certifications first. Various certification programs helps hotels demonstrate environmental responsibility. According to Apolloni et al., certifications encourage hotels to monitor and reduce carbon emissions. And Qatar et al. 2016 also states that chain hotels tend to have more structured environmental reporting compared to independent hotels. This literature sets the foundation for understanding how certifications are applied within the industry. Now moving on to next slide. This literature review focusing on booking choices. It looks at both positive influences as well as negative aspects. Now looking at positive influences of green certification, it includes increased customer loyalty and high occupancy rates, according to Kathleen 2024. And Lee 2018 has also stated that greater willingness among guests to pay more. According to Zhang et al. 2012, it also builds trust and reduces suspicion of greenwashing. Now looking at the negative perception, the risk and skepticism due to passive novelty, according to Wang et al. 2024, and there's uncertainty about the actual environmental uncertainty about the actual environmental impact, according to Esperon et al. 2013. And according to Apsotalakis et al. 2020, service quality still plays a major role. Certification alone may not be enough. Now looking at the literature gap, the hotel lacks a context-specific research focusing on green certifications affect hotel marketability and profitability according to Catlin 2024. Most studies emphasize positive consumer attitudes, neglecting negative or skeptical viewpoints, according to Wang et al. 2024. There's also limited comparison between consumer responses to different types of certifications. Lastly, environmental messaging from hotels is often vague, weakening its influence on consumer choices. Here, I'd like to walk you through the conceptual framework that underpins my research on how green certification influences consumer booking behavior in the hotel industry. This framework shows the influence of certification characteristics and hotel attributes on consumer perception and booking choices. The first element on the top left is certification characteristics. That includes type of certification such as Green Key, EarthCheck, and Eco certification, credibility of the certifying body, and visibility of the certification to the public. These characteristics directly influence how consumers perceive the hotel's environmental efforts. Now we have hotel attributes, which includes more traditional factors such as price, location, and service quality. These factors have always played a key role in hotel selection and continue to do so, even when sustainability is considered. Both certification characteristics and hotel attributes shape consumer perception, and this perception is based on environmental awareness, perceived risk, trust, and familiarity. Trust in the certification and brand, and familiarity with the hotel or the certifying body. This psychological and emotional response determine how attractive a green certified hotel appears to the customer. Finally, this leads to the outcome, which are booking intention, whether the customers plan to book the green hotels, willingness to pay premium if they are open to paying more for green hotels, and customer satisfaction, how happy they are after their stay. These outcomes are critical for the hotel's business success and long-term sustainability. In summary, this framework connects the dots between hotel sustainability practices and actual customer behavior. It highlights how both green credentials and traditional hotel qualities must work together to influence customer decision making effectively. Thank you for listening.